Want to build a big back? Time to really turn up the volume. What's going on, guys? Larry here, getting ready to go through a massive back day with about 30 sets planned for back. Variety of rows, pull downs, all that, just to help me build a bigger back. And you're probably wondering, Larry, why are you jacking up the volume? Quite simply, because I want to. That's literally all it is. I want to. I feel like sometimes it's a good mental challenge to really jack up the volume, which is why I like 1,000 rep arm days so much, which is why I like 20 set, 25 set leg days so much. And I train multiple times a week, but I'm only hitting body parts once per week. So that makes sure that I've hit that muscle to where it's just absolutely exhausted. And all I have to do is really recover. For my intra workout shake, if you're going to do something like this, you want to make sure you have plenty of carbs, plenty of essential amino acids, and about 15 to 20 grams of creatine up in there. You definitely don't want to dig a hole with just drinking regular water or just aminos. You want to have that steady stream of insulin spike, pushing those aminos, pushing that creatine inside of your muscles in the form of short carbohydrates. So with that being said, we're going to really turn it up. We're going to really work hard. We're probably going to be drenched. It's late, so I'm going to get to bed a little bit later than I like to, but the goal is to be done with this in an hour and a half. So we're not going to have a whole lot of rest periods. We're going to have some supersets in there. We're just going to really work hard. So I hope you follow this workout, and let's get into it.
All right, so with a 30 set back day, I like to front load my pull downs, right? I like to make sure that I'm getting a couple of different variations of the exercise in, and I'm just filling up the muscle with a lot of blood. So here, starting out with some mag grip pull downs and making sure I contract all the way through. And first set is a 20 repper, and then the next set, and then the next set. The first 3 sets are warm ups. So all in all, I'm doing about 13 sets of pull downs right here between this kind and the reverse grip that you will eventually see. Pull downs, if you haven't noticed, are probably one of my most favorite movements. And although I don't go super heavy on them, it's something that I like to throw in basically every back workout. If I don't do a pull down, then I don't feel like I've had a full back day, in my opinion.
Underhand rows to get the mid back, lower, flats. I'll be 10 sets of pull downs deep before I even hit a row, which is great.
Now, this is an exercise I haven't done in quite a while, and it was kind of funky, to be quite honest with you, because I did feel some tugging in my right bicep, but luckily it held out and I didn't injure anything. But this is a great exercise too. It's heavy on the bicep, but also it's a great way to develop your mid back, your lower lats, where they tie in at. So if you don't do this exercise, do it. If you are on the fence about it, just try it for a couple of sets and try it for a couple of workouts and see how it works for you. Moving on, we have bench supported rows, or as my man Chris Edmonds likes to call them, Pritchett rows. The reason I like these more than a chest supported row is that I can move each arm independently, and then on top of that, I just can swing the dumbbells back a little bit, creating more of a natural arc rather than being a fixed plane like I would be with the Arsenal Strength Humbler. So, I'm pulling them back to my waist and I'm hitting that upper back as solidly as I possibly can. Now, there is a special bench that Rogue does make. We do not have access to it at Eden Prairie. But with that being said, a bench row is just as good. So for this exercise, I know I did about 13 sets. For the pull down, 10 working sets, 3 warm-ups, or if you can call it 10 working sets. Here I stuck with 5 sets, and basically the reps just went down until I just couldn't pull anymore. You just row until you can. That's how you really grow. And I was able to do that with those dumbbell movements. Now, moving on to the max pump row, where this is different is that I am completely bent over. This is like a Penley row without pausing on the floor or anything like that. Like I said, as you can see, I'm completely perpendicular to the floor for the most part. I'm rounding my back over the pad, is getting a good stretch, and I'm messing around with different grips and different placements of grips for this exercise. So this is something that's new to the gym. This is something that I'm enjoying very much. I have the top peg loaded and not just the bottom peg, similar to prime movements. I wanted to hit every part of the movement from the stretch all the way up to the top. But as you can see for this back off set, which was my very last set, I wanted to rep it out. I went ahead and went on the bottom peg and, went with as many reps as I possibly could. So this is a great machine. This is something I like very much. And this is something that I'll definitely use for my back days going forward. And here, nothing crazy, just 2 supersets of seated cable rows along with stiff arm pull downs. As you can notice, or if you do notice, I am using the mag grip handle. I thought I would like it a little bit more, but I recommend to everybody just the V handle. I am not a big fan of that attachment. And here, just doing some stiff arm pull downs to let the lat stretch out. 5 rounds, guys, 5 rounds of this superset. Also, 5 rounds of the max pump or any type of bent over row movement that you would like to do. So a couple of things to keep in mind. One, you should be loaded up on carbohydrates to be able to do this type of training, like I said in the intro. Then 2, make sure you have a very carbohydrate heavy intra workout. Volume requires carbs, whether you want to believe it or not. Volume requires carbs, and volume can push muscle growth. So for anyone that says it can't, I mean, that's more of a personal opinion that's based in, what they believe rather than empirical data. And even the research doesn't really back volume training like that, but I've seen too many people get really big off of volume training. So with that being said, guys, try it out. Let me know what you're thinking. If it's for you, it's you. But if not, I don't know what to tell you. Just keep trying. And that is it. Sometimes it's just good to come in and just pour a lot of volume on, pour a lot of weight on, and just go after it. If your load is heavy, you can't do a whole lot of volume, but if your load is manageable to moderate, then you can do a lot of volume. So you didn't see a lot of heavy loads, but you saw stuff that was manageable, and I just kept going after it. By about set 15, I was cooked, but you just got to persevere through. This is not an everyday thing. This is not an all the time thing. This is a sometimes thing. And with sometimes thing, know that you'll dig yourself a hole a bit, even with an intra workout. So don't do this all the time. Do this when you are just needing a bit of a switch up and you just want to do a lot and get lost in your workout. So again, only plug it in from time to time. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope I imparted some knowledge, and we'll see you on the next time. Until then, like, subscribe to the channel. We'll keep bringing you more. All right, Larry's out. Y'all have a good one.